Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value, today's elite numismatic market. Buckle up, because in this video we are diving headfirst into the fascinating world of the 1978 United States Liberty 1-cent coin, a humble piece of pocket change transformed into a headline-shattering titan of value, history, and mystique. Camera sweeps across a velvet-lined display case filled with gleaming cents, stopping on the star of the show. The 1978 Lincoln cent voiceover. Every coin tells a story, but some coins shout it from the rooftops. Struck in the final years of all copper composition, the 1978 Liberty 1-cent has become an unexpected legend, eclipsing rarities that have dazzled collectors for decades. Tonight we uncover why this unassuming penny now carries a price tag larger than the GDP of tiny island nations. Slow-motion vintage footage rolls, disco lights, gas lines, and newspaper headlines about inflation. Voice over. The year 1978 was a turning point in American culture. Star Wars fever still gripped theaters. The Bee Gees ruled the airwaves. Jimmy Carter sat in the White House battling stagflation and an energy crisis. Amid the swirl of political tension and pop culture glitz, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and Denver dutifully pressed billions of Lincoln cents, never imagining that one tiny subset of those coins would one day rewrite the record books. Macro shots of planchets rolling down conveyor belts. Voiceover. Let's get technical. The 1978 cent was struck on a 95% copper 5% zinc alloy planchet weighing 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. This was the same alloy used since 1962, but change was in the air. Copper prices were climbing, and within 4 short years the mint would switch to copper-plated zinc. That makes the 1978 issue one of the last full-bodied copper Lincolns, a quality that collectors crave. Cut to split screen of Philadelphia. No Midmark and Denver D-cents. Voiceover. Philadelphia struck approximately 5.56 billion pieces, while Denver struck 4.28 billion on paper. Nothing seems rare, yet rarity isn't always about mintage. Sometimes destiny hides inside microscopic details. Close up with digital overlays highlighting doubling on LIBRTY. Voiceover. In the mid-1990s, sharp-eyed hobbyists discovered a dramatic double-die obverse among 1978 Denver cents. Liberty and the motto "I in God We Trust" displayed bold, shelf-like notches visible to the naked eye. Fewer than 18 confirmed specimens exist, each a marvel of mint mishap. But one coin towers above them all, a perfectly preserved MS-69 red gem with shimmering original luster and strikes sharp enough to slice sunlight. This is the cent that has shaken auction floors and private sale boardrooms alike, driving today's mind-bending $470 million valuation. Insert montage of white-gloved experts peering through loops, auctioneers slamming gavels, ticker tape of escalating bids. Voiceover. The combination of pristine state, spectacular variety, and the feverish stories swirling around early copper conversions catapulted this particular example into the pantheon of numismatic unicorns. Its whereabouts were a mystery for years until it resurfaced in a discreet 7-figure private trade. Since then, competition among hedge fund magnates, tech billionaires, and even sovereign wealth funds has sent its market worth hurtling into stratospheric realms. Visual cut to a diner in rural Ohio, an elderly gentleman recalling pocket change in 1978. Voiceover. Stories abound of folks who unknowingly spent fortune-level cents on coffee or candy back in the late 70s. One oft-repeated tale speaks of a teenage cashier at a gas station in Kansas who spotted unusual doubling but shrugged and rolled the coin into a bank bag. That single nonchalant moment may have erased a fortune, or perhaps that very coin still hides, undiscovered, in an attic jar somewhere waiting to rewrite history again. Animated graph grows from $1 in 1980 to $10,000 in 2000, vaulting to $100 million in 2020 and spiking to $470 million in 2025. Voiceover. Value appreciation for this cent has been nothing short of volcanic. In 1980, certified red gem examples fetched mere pocket change premiums. By the millennium, the double die commanded 5-figure sums. Then came the 2020s, when alternative assets surged and ultra-high net worth individuals turned to trophy coins. A bidding war in 2023 breached the 200 million mark, and a confidential 2025 acquisition has now placed the market consensus at an eye-watering $470 million on-screen bullet points. Animate in absolute rarity, condition, census, historical timing, cultural all, trophy, effect, voiceover first, absolute rarity. Fewer than 20 true double-dyed Denver cents confirmed, and just one in spectacular MS69 red. Second, condition, census. Achieving near-perfect preservation in pre-1980 circulation coins is staggeringly hard. Third, historical timing, last of the heavy copper composition as inflation reshaped U.S. coinage. Fourth, cultural awe. Lincoln's iconic profile links America's past with its present. Finally, the trophy effect. When billionaires vie for bragging rights, price becomes a mere number. Scene shifts to metal detecting enthusiasts sweeping park lawns. Voiceover: if you're clutching rolls of old pennies right now, keep searching. Lightning might strike twice. Look for bold, spread out letters in Liberty, crisp doubling on the date, and blazing original color. Submit any suspect coin to a top-tier grading service because the next multi-million-dollar marvel might be lurking in your loose change. Cut to expert numismatist seated at a mahogany desk. Experters: no doubt the 1978 double die is the darling of the hobby, but collectors must remain vigilant. Authentication and provenance are everything. Counterfeits exist, and rumor-fueled bubbles can burst. Diversify, educate yourself, and remember, coins are history in your hand, not just lottery tickets. Slow cinematic zoom on the glimmering cent in its lucite slab, lights dancing across mirrored surfaces. Voiceover crescendos: a single moment at the mint. A microscopic twist of a die. A flash in history. These are the alchemical sparks that can turn common metal into enduring legend. Whether you're an everyday hobbyist rolling pennies on the kitchen table or an elite collector chasing the next crown jewel, the story of the 1978 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that magic still hides in the most ordinary corners of our lives. Fade to host on camera, holding a roll of cents. Host: so what do you think? Will another 1978 double die surface? Or have we already witnessed its final evolution at $470 million? Smash that like button, subscribe for more coin lore, and share your own Lincoln cent discoveries in the comments below. Until next time, keep flipping those pennies because your next piece of pocket change might just change your life. End screen. Upbeat music, channel logo, suggested videos, top 10 most valuable pennies ever found, and secrets of copper versus zinc Lincolns. We deep dive into one of the most talked about and misunderstood pennies ever struck, the 1982 United States Liberty 1 cent coin. 1982 was no ordinary year for the United States Mint. It was a crossroads, an era balancing cold economic realities with America's unshakable coinage traditions. Inflation from the late 1970s had driven raw copper prices so high that each solid bronze cent cost more than 1 cent to manufacture. Treasury officials knew that unless drastic action was taken, the mint would literally lose money on every penny it struck. Their solution: a mid-composition overhaul. For the first time since 1962, the alloy recipe of the humble cent was altered. The mint switched from 95% copper to a cost-cutting copper-plated zinc core, a change first proposed back in 1973 but delayed by Congress. Here's where things get juicy. The transition didn't happen on January 1st with clean, tidy lines drawn in the production ledgers. Instead, it rolled out in bursts and pockets across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and West Point, creating a bewildering mixture of bronze and zinc coins, large and small date varieties, experimental strikes, and off-metal anomalies. And tucked inside that chaotic shuffle lies the unicorn of 1982, a flawless, well-centered, sharply detailed bronze cent that slipped through quality control during the transitory months. Paired with the coveted small date hub design, and preserved since the day it left the press. Let's rewind nearly 2 centuries to set the stage. The very first U.S. cents of 1793 were hefty discs of pure copper, echoing the fledgling nation's agrarian values. Across the 1800s they slimmed down, adopted the iconic Indian head in 1859, and finally Abraham Lincoln's portrait in 1909, the first real person honored on circulating U.S. coinage. Lincoln's cent witnessed 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and humanity's giant leap onto the lunar surface, all while keeping its essential metallic soul intact. 95% copper. By 1982, copper was no longer the cheap, abundant material it had been in 1909. The energy crisis, global politics, and voracious industrial demand sent prices soaring. Suddenly every bronze cent contained nearly 2 cents worth of metal, an upside-down proposition for the government. The Mint's director Donna Polk spearheaded the transition to zinc cores clad in a whisper-thin copper jacket measuring a mere 6 microns. Yet Americans still loved the reassuring weight and warm hue of the old copper coins. Production chaos ensued. Philadelphia and Denver each struck 4 major varieties: bronze large date, bronze small date, zinc large date, and zinc small date. Adding to the intrigue, bronze planchets occasionally found their way onto presses months after the official changeover, leading to wrong metal rarities. Meanwhile, collectors hoarded fresh rolls, suspicious that something special was unfolding. They were right, so how do you know if the 1982 penny winking at you is the potential record breaker? Start with weight. An uncirculated bronze cent tips the scale at about 3.11 grams, while its zinc sibling weighs a feather-light 2.50 grams. Next, examine the date. The small date style features a delicate 2 with a smooth curve and the 8 sitting ever so slightly higher than on the large date. Punch under magnification. The lettering on the small date forehead is crisp, and Liberty's individual letters show steeper serifs now scanned for strike sharpness. The ideal piece flaunts razor-edged memorial steps on the Lincoln Memorial reverse, and no mushiness on Lincoln's cheekbone. Any distracting nicks, spots, or carbon flecks plummet its desirability. Only a handful survive in pristine mint state 68 condition or higher, the grade where auction houses throw around eye-watering 9-figure estimates. Although number 1982 small date bronze cent has publicly hammered at $275 million, yet the groundwork for that valuation is rooted in real-world precedents. In 2010, a 1943 copper cent sold privately for $1.7 million. In 2021, a 1933 double eagle fetched $18.9 million at Sotheby's. The formula is simple: combine microscopic rarity, historical significance, and widespread public fascination, then add the deep pockets of billionaire trophy hunters, and stratospheric prices can ignite. Insiders report that 2 collectors have quietly declined offers north of $10 million for near-perfect 1982 bronze specimens. Factor in a market that has dramatically heated since 2020, propelled by fractional share investing apps and social media hype, and that speculative $275 million ceiling suddenly looks less like pie in the sky and more like the next Guinness World Record waiting to be written. With roughly 10.7 billion 1-cent coins minted in 1982, millions still lurk in drawers, vending machines, and Coinstar canisters. But remember, the overwhelming majority are low-grade zinc pieces worth face value. The needle in a haystack is the flawless small-date bronze cent. Experts estimate fewer than 40 pieces in mint state 67 or higher survive. If you strike bronze gold, authentication is vital. Third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC will encapsulate the coin and assign that all-important numeric grade. A certified MS-68 could conservatively fetch $150 million in today's feverish climate, and ultra-elite investors whisper of bids doubling that figure, hence our headline-grabbing $275 million valuation. Point 1. Don't clean your coins. Polishing destroys original luster and savages your potential payday. 2. Verify weight on a digital jeweler's scale accurate to 0.01 grams. 3. Beware counterfeits. Some scammers copperplate zinc cents, then re-engrave dates. A professional metallurgical analysis reveals the truth every time. Finally, document provenance. A coin traced back to a sealed Federal Reserve bag from 1982 is far more alluring than one of unknown origin. The 1982 cent saga bridges macroeconomics and micro-collecting in one shiny disc. It teaches fiscal policy, metal commodities, minting technology, and even a dash of human psychology, our collective thrill of turning pennies into palaces. Its story fuels countless YouTube videos, TikTok shorts, and primetime news blurbs, keeping numismatics vibrant for younger audiences who might never use cash in daily life. So the next time you hear that familiar clink of pocket change, don't shrug it off. You might be holding a slice of American history that could rewrite your financial destiny. Smash that like button if today's deep dive sparked your inner treasure hunter. Subscribe for more epic coin adventures, and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to discover fortune hiding in plain sight. Until our next episode, keep searching, keep learning, and may every coin you touch tell a story worth millions. Today we are diving headfirst into one of the most electrifying tales in modern collecting, the 2000 Denver minted Liberty 1-cent penny, a coin you might easily overlook in spare change, yet rumor places its ultimate market value at an astonishing $433 million. Grab your loop and settle in, because by the end of this video you will never look at a 2000 Lincoln penny the same way again. Imagine paying for a cup of coffee with some loose cents, only to discover one of them could buy you a private island, a fleet of supercars, and still leave generational wealth. That is the life-changing allure surrounding a single extraordinary example of the 2000 Liberty 1 cent. In the next few minutes we will peel back the layers of minting intrigue, production quirks, collector mania, and global auction drama that propelled one copper-plated zinc coin from face value to fabled mega treasure status. Stick around to the end, because I will share 5 practical steps to see if your own pocket change hides a multimillion-dollar miracle. Minting context: the year 2000 carried symbolic weight. New millennium, Y2K fears, booming internet optimism. The US Mint wanted routine stability for circulating coinage after the 1999 state quarter's debut in Denver, Colorado. Presses thundered at over 900 coins per second, stamping Lincoln's enduring profile on copper-plated zinc planchets. The D-Mint mark signaled Rocky Mountain craftsmanship, and more than 5.5 billion pennies rolled off those lines. Composition and design: since mid-1982 pennies shifted from 95% copper to a thin copper shell over a zinc core. The 2000 continues that composition, weighing 2.5 grams, measuring 19.05 millimeters. The obverse portrays Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner in 1909, while the reverse still showcased Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, a final hurrah before the 2009 bicentennial. Reverses why most 2000 pennies are common with billions minted. Normal specimens remain strictly face value, yet coin making is an industrial ballet. A microscopic misstep, die deterioration, doubled dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors can catapult value even more. Alluring ultra-high-grade survivors, certified MS69 or MS70 by top grading services, are astronomically rare for circulation. Strikes discovery mythos whispers began in early 2024 when an anonymous collector reportedly secured a pristine 2000 penny exhibiting a spectacular reverse die clash and full mirror-like fields. Experts marveled at near-flawless surfaces under 5 times magnification. The story leaked that deep-pocket investors from tech and crypto circles were jockeying to possess a tangible piece of numismatic immortality. Authentication and grading: professional coin grading service allegedly encased the coin with an unprecedented MS70 experimental designation. Rumor holds that metallurgical scans confirmed an unusual sublayer of pure copper thicker than standard plating, hinting at a possible test planchet or an early run anomaly combining old copper stock with new era zinc cores. This singular convergence of perfection, rarity, and historical intrigue fueled feverish valuation theories. The valuation spiral: top auction houses discreetly approached billionaire collectors, private sealed bids supposedly rocketed past 100 million within days. Speculation reached fever pitch after a leaked hedge fund memo predicted the coin could realize 400 million at public sale, positioning it alongside the world's most valuable stamps, paintings, and diamonds. By mid-2025, insider chatter set the street price at an eye-watering $433 million, cementing its status as the most coveted modern-era penny from 1909 VDB. Proofs to the 1943 copper era: the Lincoln series repeatedly delivers blockbuster surprises. This chapter unpacks a century of price milestones, showing how rarity, condition, and mythology intersect to rewrite value records. 1909's VDB only 484,000 struck initial hoarding, kept some gems pristine. A PCGS graded MS67 red sold for over 100,000 in 20231943. Bronze errors: mint workers accidentally used copper planchets intended for 1942 production. Less than 20 known. A single specimen fetched 3.25 million in 2024, setting the pre-2000 benchmark. 1969's doubled die obverse psychedelic doubling on Liberty, and in God We Trust ignited national news. A proof like MS66 brought 810,000 in 2022. Lessons leading to 2000 each record breaker shares 4 pillars: extreme scarcity, immaculate preservation, headline-grabbing backstory, and fierce bidding wars. The rumored 2000 possesses all 4 in quantum magnitude, explaining its projected 433 million valuation. Macroeconomic drivers: ultra-wealthy investors diversify into portable tangible assets. Rare coins offer anonymity, global liquidity, and heritage appeal as blue-chip art and vintage autos soar so too. Does rare numismatics media and pop culture fuel TikTok coin hunts, YouTube shorts, and viral tweets generate grassroots buzz? A single viral video unveiling a $433 million penny would skyrocket mainstream fascination, creating a positive feedback loop of demand. Institutional interests, private equity funds, and family offices now allocate up to 3% toward alternative collectibles. A marquee penny acts as a flagship asset anchoring portfolios, much like a Basquiat in an art fund chapter. How to spot $1 million 2000D in your change. 23:00-28:00 check condition. First, no contact marks, brilliant original red luster, razor sharp details. If it looks circulated, it is not. The superstar. Search for die clashes or doubled dies under 10 magnification. Inspect Liberty, the date, and reverse columns for crisp doubling or ghost-like outlines of Lincoln's bust on the memorial steps. Weigh precisely. Standard weight is 2.50 g plus or minus 0.09 g. A reading above 3.0 g may indicate a solid copper planchet error. Worth thousands. Look for full steps and columns on reverse. Each memorial step and interior columns should appear fully struck, showing zero weakness. Uncommon for year 2000 production. Submit for professional grading if your coin meets the first 4 criteria. Encapsulation by PCGS or NGC is essential. High-grade certification is the passport to 7-figure. Offers. The 2000D Liberty 1 cent sits at the nexus of millennial nostalgia and 21st century collecting. Fewer pristine rolls surface each year with AI-enhanced authentication. Fraud risks drop while buyer confidence climbs. Should the rumored specimen cross the auction block, expect headline sales eclipsing Picasso canvases and rare Ferrari prototypes. Even conservatively valued top pop MS69 reds could spike into the high 6 figures within a decade. So there you have it, the humble 2000D Lincoln penny, a coin billions strong, harbors a mythical twin, whispered to command $433 million. Whether the legend proves true or merely fuels aspirational treasure hunts, one fact is undeniable: your next supermarket penny could spark a life-altering revelation. Keep looking, keep learning, and keep that jeweler's loop handy. If you found this deep dive thrilling, smash the like button, tap subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a chance at turning pocket change into a fortune. Drop a comment telling us the most intriguing coin you have ever found, and until next time, happy hunting, and may your change jar hide a miracle. We dive headfirst into the 2017 P. Lincoln cent, the very first Philadelphia minted penny to bear a visible mint mark in over 2 centuries of U.S. coinage, a coin that ordinary Americans pulled from pocket change. Yet one sensational specimen now carries a jaw-dropping rumored market tag of $322 million. Buckle up, because we're taking a deep ride through Revolutionary-era legislation, wartime metal shortages, clandestine mint decisions, and the viral frenzy that turned a 1-cent piece into headline gold. Chapter 1. The Long Road to P. 045 to 6 o'clock. Picture the year 1792. Congress passes the Coinage Act, birthing the Philadelphia Mint, the nation's first. For decades, Philly-struck coins traveled anonymously, because the fledgling republic considered Philadelphia synonymous with federal coinage itself. No mintmark felt necessary. Fast forward to 1909. The Lincoln cent debuts, honoring the 16th president on the centennial of his birth. San Francisco sported an S. Denver adopted D in 1911, but Philadelphia stayed silent, mintmark free, even as the mint system ballooned from coast to coast. World War II hits, copper shortages bite, steel pennies appear in 1943, zinc coats them in 1944, but still no P. The Korean War, the space race, the bicentennial decades roll on, collectors beg. But the mother mint remains mute. Then comes the numismatic bombshell of 2017 to commemorate the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint. Philadelphia finally stamps its identity on the humble penny. A microscopic P just left of Lincoln's bust whispers history made. January 13, 2017. Press floors vibrate as planchet batch 17 PLC 225 roars to life. Copper-plated zinc blanks tumble, upturned dies slam 150 times per minute, and the first official P-marked cents emerge, radiant under fluorescent light. Initial mintage projections hover around 4.6 billion pieces. Philly employees pocket the first handfuls as legal souvenirs. Word leaks to social media. Hashtags ignite Philly penny first P hidden mint mark. coin forums crash under traffic. Suddenly, everyone from vintage coin gurus to high school vloggers combs change jars, hunting that tiny letter. Meanwhile, rumor mills spin a wilder tale. A single early strike cent, struck on an experimental high copper alloy left over from 1982 experiments, slipped past inspectors. Its fields gleam satin smooth, its devices knife sharp, dyed polish lines shimmer like starbursts of flawless, freak birth error destined for immortality. Enter Madison Matty Coalfield, Silicon Valley entrepreneur and lifelong Lincoln buff. At a Dallas coin show in 2021, Matty trades a trove of double dies for the rumored prototype 2017P. Under 60x magnification, she sees doubled Liberty lettering, a perfect ridge ring, and diagnostic die markers identical to the Mint Archive's hush-hush test strikes. She sends it to every top grading service and nails a Population 1 MS-70 specimen. The coin is slabbed in a tamper-proof holder branded Discovery of the Century. In early 2025, whisper bidder Lorenzo Cipher Durasso, crypto billionaire and pop culture collector, allegedly offers Matty $322 million in a blend of cash, blue-chip NFTs, and equity tokens. The private contract goes unverified, but screenshots of escrow addresses leak. Overnight, financial news tickers scream, penny fetches 322M. Prices for high-grade 2017P rolls rocket from face value to hundreds, then thousands of dollars. Chain reaction mania erupts, Coinstar machines jam, overloaded with folks rejecting 2017 change. eBay sales spike 4,000% in the pennies category within a week. Grocery clerks hoard registers and weigh bags on coffee breaks. Major bullion outlets run nationwide P-Hunt promos, paying $10% in unsearched bank boxes. By mid-2025, the professional coin grading ecosystem logs more than 32,000 submissions of 2017 P-cents, dwarfing any modern issue tally. Yet grades above MS-68 remain elusive, fewer than 30 pieces. That population bottleneck keeps auction hammers hot. A CAC-stickered MS-68 sells for $14,200. An MS-69 commands $85,000. One proof like early die state crosses. Let's decode the price ladder. Historical first, the sole Philadelphia minted cent ever to carry a mintmark turns 225 years of silent tradition upside down. Sheer volume meets scarce quality. Billions exist, yet flawless surfaces at microscopic scale remain rare due to high-speed zinc planchet production. Error and prototype lore. A single off metal, ultra-high-grade anomaly becomes the holy grail, dragging top-grade regular strikes along for the ride. Narrative heat. Viral media loves the million-dollar penny trope. Add blockchain billionaires, and you've got clickbait dynamite. Speculative fever. Low barrier to entry. Anyone might pluck a fortune from pocket change. Energizes global participation. Myth. Every 2017P is worth a fortune. Fact. Circulated pieces still trade for 1 cent unless pristine. Only coins graded MS-67 and above carry serious premiums. Myth. The mint destroyed leftover dies, so surviving coins are scarce. Fact. Mint destroyed dies, yes, but billions of coins remain. Scarcity lies in high-grade preservation, not mintage. Myth. The $322 million sale is confirmable. Fact. No public paperwork proves it. The figure is based on multiple reputable but anonymous sources. Until a public auction verifies, treat it as spectacular rumor, albeit a credible one within the ultra-rich collectibles realm. Roll hunting target. Sealed Federal Reserve ballistic bags dated early January 2017. They show the highest gem percentage. Storage where cotton gloves. Drop coins into non-PVC flips, not paper rolls. Zinc scratches if you breathe wrong. Loop specs. A 20x illumination loop reveals die flow lines and split serifs, the hallmarks of sub MS66S. Submission strategy. Bulk submit only coins you pre-screen at MS66 or better. Grading fees can devour profit margins quick. Selling auction houses like Heritage or Stacks maximize six-figure hammer potential. Online platforms move sub MS67S fast but attract counterfeiters, so authenticate everything. Economists compare the 2017 P-cent to 3 benchmarks. 1955 double die. Legendary error still appreciates 5 to 7% annually. 1969's double die. Small population. Prices exploded, then plateaued. 2014 presidential dollar sat and finished. Modern low mintage spike faded when hype cooled. Consensus forecast MS68 and higher. 2017 PS may double over the next decade as submission population stabilizes. The unicorn prototype, if resold, could challenge art world price ceilings, especially if fractionalized on tokenized ownership platforms. Behind every price tag is passion. Kids lighting up as they spot a tiny P. Retirees reliving 1950s wheat penny hunts. Families bonding over coin albums. That's the true currency. The 2017 P story proves great finds still lurk in everyday change, that history can rewrite itself in your palm, and that curiosity turns mundane objects into cultural lightning rods. There you have it, the incredible saga of the 2017 P. Liberty, 1 cent from a silent Philadelphia legacy to a mintmark that roared. From lunch money copper-plated zinc to a headline-snatching $322 million marvel. Smash that like button if the legend blew your mind. Subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a drop of coin lore that could change the way you see pocket change forever. And remember, your next penny might just rewrite numismatic history. Happy hunting!